All right, Charlie's gutted as much as we need to get gutted. We're gonna cut the floor pans out, Gash.
Okay, cool.
So.
Why are you doing that?
Well, Charlie too heavy.
So am I, but I'm not gonna cut anything off.
All right, we're inside Charlie. So this is really what we're after. All that factory frame rail down through there. You can see all this stuff up in here when you get all that out. Then all that factory frame rail down through there.
Yeah, buddy!
Oh, bye-bye. Oh, got my finger. Trying to keep from landing on Jaybird's head, then he smashed my finger. I think Jay's happy because this is what he wanted to do to it when we first built it.
We should build a new chassis.
Yeah, it's true.
What do you think about that? Yeah, buddy!
Well, it's going a little bad.
Huh?
Well, it's it. Whoever was on the top of it didn't look bad. They did really good up top, but then I don't know what the heck happened down there.
Yeah, buddy!
So what Jay did here, the reason he did this is obviously we're going to keep this tube. So instead of tediously trying to cut around this when all the main hoop and everything was in here, he just whacked it on each side, and then now we can get in here and cope this back out. The main hoop may go back, but we want to have the ability to put it back. So right now we probably have about everything that we want to cut before it goes on the chassis table. So it's basically demoed out, and then we'll cut underneath that factory frame rail a cut before we put it on the table so that we can get that rail out, and then it's going to get cut there.
Yeah.
This tube here is going to come out. So once it gets cut there and then that tube comes out, then that whole factory frame rail can come out.
Tomorrow.
A lot of times you see people, you know, you have fancy chassis tables, stuff like that. We've never really had that. We have another chassis table that looks just like this that we used. Really the idea is you want something that you can pull measurements from. So like Brad went through the other night and actually squared this car up on this table. So that way when him and Jay or Todd or me or whoever's working on it, and you're putting tubes in it, you have a place that you can measure from, right? And like that's really the thing. And then of course you level it. The way that we build our cars, and the way that our 4-link brackets are designed is when you see on the website where we want them between like 3.5 to 4.5 inches installed height. Well, what that is we build the bottom of this floor level with the bottom of the rockers, so the lowest point of the car. So when you're adding tube to it, it's all flat to that, and then you're mounting your bracket off of that. And Brad did another video that you can go back and reference about putting this 4-link bar in. Well, a lot of times people automatically assume that the number 1 bar, the 4-link brackets have to go off the number 1 bar, which would be the bar that was, you can see kind of a piece of tube left here. It was this bar that was here. That would have been considered number 1 bar. Well, since Charlie has a different kind of wheelbase, the driver location was different. The actual 4-link bar needed to be back farther than what the number 1 bar was. So that's why, like, so if you're updating a car and you're like, man, I just want to put these brackets off the number 1 bar, but it's going to make the 4-link 28 inches long. Does that matter? Yes, it matters. The longer that the 4-link bar is, the lazier that the suspension is. So that's why we've given you recommended bar lengths, because that's the bar length that we like on a small tire car. Like, that's why we give you, you know, they don't all have to be the same, but that's why we've given you parameters. So just to kind of touch base on why this is the way it is. So once Jay is making some additional gussets here, we're going to gusset, we're going to basically weld this tube to the chassis table. So then the back of this car will be fixtured. That way it can't move. We did those in the back so that when we cut all this off, the back of the car doesn't do any of that kind of stuff, and it stays strong and stationary.
What part of 4/4 inch stitches did we not get? I got 1 stitch and 2 tacks and then 1 stitch. But phone call. But phone call. Not even an important one. Cell phone one.
The phone always rings.
We need to get you a watch so you can see who's calling you, so you don't have to pick up your phone. You can just go, no, I'm not talking to them, I'm busy right now.
Todd had build questions on what he was working on that actually makes money.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. Carry on.
Charlie's going to be 2,200 pounds. That'd be a
goal.
Christmas miracle. Man, we'd really have to love that 2,200 pounds.
Whoa. That can't be good for Charlie's eyes.
She's not looking at
I need a mask. Whoa.
Okay, come on, Charlie. Did you see it pop?
I didn't, but the
Oh
camera
my
on this
god,
side
that
did.
makes me scared. I'm gonna cut through the front. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. You see what I did, right? Because the blades, you can't get all the way through the whole frame rail.
Yeah.
So I just cut away at it so that way I can get in here and make a nice clean cut.
I was wondering why you were doing all that.
Extra work. Extra.
Free.
That's it.
Not even heavy. Upside down.
Yeah.
We cut this back any further or no?
Yeah, it'll get cut up right about underneath it here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Might take it out to cut it.
No.
It'll be the whole front end. Everything from here forward will move. So, but it's no longer attached. And maybe a little bit. One side down. Big pop. That's it. That was a good ½ pound right there.
At least.
Yeah. Strippers put glitter on to look like this. To be all speckled with metal dust. Yeah, I want to know what the 2 of them weigh.
What's your guess? I haven't picked it up.
Oh, I had said 35 to 40 pounds max.
Total?
Yeah. With out of the frame rail. I'm gonna be right.
Right here's the spot. No, right here's the spot.
Will it go to the floor? No. Okay.
We'll wipe it down.
We'll do one at a time, I guess.
Yeah.
What's your billing?
Oh.
Bricker, B-R-I-C-K-E-R.
It's gonna be more than I thought.
Yeah, over 40. That's not including all the little scraps you cut off.
There's still more frame rail in there.
There's still more frame rail coming out.
Yeah. This one's not as heavy.
No?
Or I'm just getting
20.
stronger.
Dumpster.
Oh, it's about the same.
Same. No, it's not as heavy. It's a little bit less. I called that.
Gmail.com.
46 pounds.
Yeah. That's 6 over what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, good deal, really.